Woo, we're live. Let me just check. Please excuse me if my screen has gone black. I'm just making sure that I've actually gone live inside the group because there was a wee while there. Oh, we are live. Brilliant. Yay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so there was a wee while there. Anytime I went live inside the Facebook group, it was coming up like it was a listing in the marketplace, like I had something for sale and it wasn't showing the video. So every time I have to go in and double check and make sure. And I'd been removing it. Excuse me, which seemed to work okay. And then I would appear, but people were having to go via my profile and click on my face and make sure that like I was actually live inside the group and then get it that way. But it's so much easier now. I've figured it all out. I got there in the end. Hello, hello. Is that Sandra who is with me? Let me just check. Stacy, welcome. Hello, hello. Sorry, anytime I switch tabs, I can see the eyeballs and I can see the likes, but I can't see the names beside them. It's just whenever you comment that I get to see them show up here beside me. And I see more folks join in. Hey, Megan, welcome. Hello, hi. Well, I realized I did something really stupid. For my Heart Handmade email list, I accidentally cut everything that I'd written before I sent it. Like, what? Hey, Susan, you clicked the link, so your name's showing up now. Woo! Hello. Welcome. Hey, Jillian, welcome. Oh, fabulous. Everybody's coming. Brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to have to send an apology email. Aged, absolute aged. Don't know what's wrong with me. So today or this evening, depending on where you are, I think most of us are in the UK now, apart from Stacey, but we are going to cover, excuse me, limiting beliefs. And I know I talked about them a little bit in Friday's art therapy session, but your beliefs about yourself and your life in general, hey Sandra, have more power over your existence than you can imagine. So the way our brains work, our consciousness is like us using 10% of our brains, and everything else is powered by the subconscious. So maybe 80% by the subconscious, and then that last 10% is powered by a layer like deep beneath that, which are your beliefs. And those limiting beliefs are controlled down there. And those are like the most automatic of things. Like, we do not think whenever we are saying these things to ourselves, or they come out of our mouths, like they just come out. Remember, I'm always saying how our brains are like computers. Like, yeah, that's how, if you're posed with something or you ask it a question, it's going to give you an answer. Whether it is an answer that is factually correct or not isn't a thing. It just brings up whatever you know. And I'm pretty sure that all of us here can admit that we don't know everything, right? And personal ideas and values that you've held for a long time, which were influenced by maybe outside circumstances that you maybe miscommunicated as a child, or it just registered in your brain in a way that wasn't actually accurate, can completely block you to moving in the direction of a life you desire. And I always give this example of me being in high school, and I loved art. I loved it so much. It just brought me so much joy and happiness. I loved it. But my friend at the time, my really good friend, was brilliant at it, really naturally gifted, very good. And of course, if you're teaching 30 kids as an art teacher, when you need to have hands-on experience, you can't be doing it with 30 children. So she chose the most gifted. So I translated that as, oh, I'm terrible at art, I should never do that again. And then guess when the depression kicked in, guys? Can you guess? So it really took me until 2009. That was like 12, 13 years ago, whenever I picked up art again and I started learning how to draw and doing all that stuff. I did have a creative degree. It just wasn't in art and painting and things like that. But that was a limiting belief because I misinterpreted a situation. I understand now that that teacher would have been out of her mind dealing with 30 kids, and she had to pick the ones that had the most potential, who would maybe end up going to art school and whatever and whatever. So today we are going to really try our best to identify your unhelpful beliefs and replace them with positive ones. And I have a worksheet that I will tell you how to get towards the end. So I know I haven't introduced myself yet. This is just in case anybody's watching the replay, new to the group, or watching on YouTube. My name is Claire. I'm an art therapist and transformative life coach who works with creative souls. We work together and I go through my program, which is the Creative Goddess Academy. It's easy to follow subconscious reprogramming, psychological hacks, and a series of positive coaching practices to help these amazing women like me reclaim their time, their energy, and their sanity so they can actually reach their most outrageous goals. And as I go on today, if any of these examples resonate with you in any way whatsoever, please drop me a comment below. If you're watching on replay, give me a hashtag replay. Or even if you're watching on the replay and any of these resonate with you, or you think of some more, drop them in the comments, because you don't know, like, you could be inspiring somebody else who's with us today or who's watching in the future, and they never realize, like, oh my God, that's been my limiting belief for 30 years. I have seen that happen. So it would be really helpful if you identify one and you're feeling brave enough to share. And it will be so helpful. So I'm just going to give some examples, and I want you to examine some beliefs that may be hampering you in your efforts to lead like a super fulfilling life. So one of the most common ones would be, I should let go of my dreams because I'm not able to achieve them, whether that is physically, whether that is emotionally, whatever it is. A couple of unhelpful things happen whenever you think this way. First, it makes you feel like you don't deserve to have dreams. And the dreams that you have aren't worth chasing. And therefore you just sabotage yourself, just without even realizing it. As I said, computer, it's all automatic. You don't have any conscious thought. And then second, you're likely to not do anything to move you closer to how you want to live because you don't feel worthy, or you feel your dreams aren't worthy. Does that make sense? Because if a dream dies, are you going to be excited and jazzed to take action? Tell me in the comments. Is that something that excites you? No, you're going to procrastinate. You're going to do nothing because you don't feel like you deserve it. And one way to alter this belief is to just ponder what your life would be like if you followed your dreams. So make a list of the qualities that that woman who exists in that space would possess, right? And that way your brain will be able to help you kind of reverse engineer, like, well, how do I get to that stage? Do I sit straighter in my chair? Do I walk with more confidence? Do I try to eat healthier? Do I really make sure that I work on gratitude or positive affirmations every single day? And if you look at these things like stepping stones or like steps of a stair, then you begin climbing towards your future, like one by one. And your new belief might sound something like, I am following my dreams starting today, and I will celebrate every step along the way. Because celebration is so important. That is like a positive reinforcement to continue doing what you're doing. So it's very important. Number two, like the second most common one, is I don't have the right to ask for what I want because I fear rejection. That is a huge one. Like, our two biggest fears in life are usually fear of the unknown and fear of rejection. But this belief in particular, it indicates that you feel less important than others, and it's definitely worth exploring in your mind, like, why? And the more that your brain focuses on a question and continues to ask the same question, the deeper you get in terms of your understanding. And usually it only takes about like 5 whys. I know I covered this in the journal workshop that we did that is available inside the Facebook group, but it's the 5 whys. It's like a drill down. You just, for every answer, you keep going, well, why is that? Well, why is that? Well, why is that? Well, why is that? And so many times I end up going, because I was like, oh my God, I never knew that. So whenever you feel less important than others, and I get it, because we are made to feel as chronically ill ladies that we are less important, that our lives aren't worth living. And the more you hear that, and the more you are surrounded by that, the more you start to believe that. And it's up to us to combat that, to fill your brain with positivity and light and meditation and gratitude, and stop absorbing the energy and the opinions of others. It's up to us. And I know it sucks that it's up to us, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But you really see your needs and your wants as less relevant to others. And again, that just reinforces the fact that you don't feel like you believe, or that you don't feel like you are worthy of having them in the first place. And then living with this belief means you're more likely to keep your true feelings about things under wraps and simply go along just to get along with others. And you will really avoid rocking the boat in any kind of way. So the very true fact of the matter is that your feelings, your dreams, your wants and desires are equally as valuable as everyone else's on this earth. And you maybe would want to consider changing this belief that you're not worthy to, I am important and how I feel matters to me. I can diplomatically ask for what I want. Others may disagree, but I can handle it. I am strong enough to handle it. Because whenever you are able to state your wants and needs tactfully and honestly without anger, people are going to be more receptive to that. Do you remember in another training, I told you whenever we are communicating with people and we are maybe upset or it's something sensitive that we're dealing with, we always want to use a lot of I statements instead of like you. It's like, I feel this way, I blah, 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 I blah, 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 instead of you blah, 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 you blah, blah, blah. Because whenever you go you automatically put that person on the back foot. So whenever you use a lot of I statements, it means that they will be more open and receptive to what you are saying and what you want. And if they do have a negative response, you should remind yourself that you have no control over other people's feelings and you are not responsible for their feelings and the way that they feel. They are responsible for their feelings and the way that they feel. You only have control over your own feelings and your own actions. So ask for what you want and recognize that you can listen to others' responses, but you are not responsible for how they feel. Stacey, 100% correct. So another limiting belief that frequently shows up with clients is, I'm not going to trust anyone again. And I am sure many of us in here have felt this at one time or another. And this belief most likely stems from a time in your past when someone you really trusted and loved hurt you. It might have been whenever you were a kid, your parents were unsupportive or tough or even neglectful or abusive or whatever, or even in a prior close relationship or partner, friend, whatever, you felt like you were betrayed or your feelings were minimized. Whatever the case is, it sounds like you would be, if this was your case, if you were afraid to trust, it really comes from fear that you're going to get hurt. And you can alter this belief by giving yourself permission to trust. Because if you pledge not to trust again, it likely means that you will really struggle to be in a loving, like a truly fulfilling and loving relationship. And what I mean by that is, because you're so afraid to trust, the positive vibrations, the positive energy, the positive thoughts, the love, the kindness, all of the patience and everything that is required for a healthy and fulfilling relationship to be cultivated, it won't be there because you're afraid to open up that part of you to another person because you were hurt before. But recognize that you probably learned something incredibly valuable and positive from that prior relationship, that you have grown as a person, and your ideas about what you want and what you don't want are clearer now, and you can be grateful for the clarity. And I found in my own personal situation, whenever it came to that broken trust, whenever I realized I had the clarity and I was grateful for the clarity, I was actually able to move to a place of forgiveness and free myself from that negative emotion just whirling in me every single day like a tornado. And what you can do is you can adopt a belief, something like, in order to have a relationship, I must invest in it. It might be scary at first, but I can do it. I can do it. And another very, very common limiting belief that my clients usually come to me with is that I don't make enough money to live a financially secure life. And I get it. COVID and lockdown and the past year, 15, 16 months has been tough. And I have ended up like dealing with this myself. And even though I had proof that I could do it, I was dealing with this myself. But what happens is this belief puts a heavy cloak over your efforts to be happy. And whenever you think this way, you are coming from a place of lack. And remember Angelita's training from a couple of weeks ago, like that is very low vibrational energy. And whenever we are, do you notice whenever you focus on the bad stuff, all you can think about is bad stuff? The same happens for whenever you think about good stuff, right? That is lack and that is abundance right there. And they spiral, they both spiral, but one spirals down and one spirals up. I choose to always spiral up. Something might annoy me, but I will address it quickly and I will work on it quickly and I will let it go. I will let it go. I will meditate. I will talk to the person if I need to talk to a person, or I will journal about my feelings and I will let it go because I choose to exist in positive energy. Whenever you live your life existing in negative energy for so long, you just get to a point where you're like, no more, no more. I might be going through a tough situation, but I am going to do everything I can to exist in a positive light. And whenever you think from a place of lack, you fail to see the how. When you don't really need to worry about the how, you need to believe in the fact that you can. Because whenever you believe in yourself, you can truly achieve anything. If you believe you can do something, you can do it. There's such a famous quote, and I cannot remember who it's by, but it is, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Belief in yourself is everything. So what I would want you to do, if this is your limiting belief, open the door to a more secure financial and emotional life by adjusting your belief to, I have control over my finances and I can save X pounds or dollars a week. Or even note all the areas in your life where you are abundantly rich. Like, what do you have in your life that money cannot buy? I have loads. And doing this exercise really helped me. And I realized that I'm so lucky with all the things that I do have in life that money cannot buy. And whenever you believe you can live within or below your financial means and still save, you'll discover that you can do it, and your belief will grow and your belief will build, and you will realize that you got this, you got this. And I'm just going to read this comment from Megan. Yes. Yes, that's correct, Megan. Absolutely right. I'm just going to leave that on screen for a little bit, and now I'm going to read it out. Megan had a realization about a limiting belief that she'd been holding on to, that if you are approaching a conflict with a healthy and positive communication skills, yet they still respond negatively, it's likely, not always, but likely a toxic relationship. And for so long that in a relationship she was in, she thought it was because she wasn't communicating fairly and effectively. And it's not just that you're responsible for their actions or feelings, but if they're trying to make you responsible, that's more a reflection on them and potentially abusive. And yes, I would like to add one more thing to that. You know, the way kind of at the beginning of COVID, everybody lost their minds in lockdown, and people were going out and they were being just abused, and people are rude to them and all the rest, and you don't know these people. That is not once going to be a reflection on you. That is 100% always a reflection on the other person. People don't realize that their reactions reveal so much more about what's going on in their life than they would probably care to admit. And if you are acting defensive, if you are feeling like people are like attacking you like with words, or if you feel like you're being belittled or whatever, you may be, but that is a reflection on them and the stuff that's going on in their head. And it is rarely actually a reflection on you. Okay, that is something very important. Like, I had a lady on YouTube tell me to go F myself because she was disabled, yet she could happily sit on the floor and craft. Whereas in my video, I was talking about my disabilities and how I cannot do that because I would never get up again. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, girl, like, I knew she wasn't doing well. And I couldn't get in contact. I could just like block the comment or remove her or whatever it was. YouTube had held it so it wasn't public. But I really felt very sorry for her in that moment. Yeah, Stacey, you're right. It was very shocking to read. I was like, oh, what a lovely thing to read on a Sunday morning. Hello. I was like, oh, right, okay. But it really, like, I knew, because I knew the video. I knew what was in the video. I knew what I'd been talking about in the video. And I'm very conscientious of the way I speak and the language that I use, because I don't want to offend anybody, especially nobody in my disabled community. No, but I know that it's going to happen anyway, and people aren't going to like me, and that's okay, because not everyone's going to like you. But that really was like a reflection, like, she's not sleeping well, she's suffering a lot of pain, people are maybe misunderstanding her, maybe her family misunderstands her. There are so many things that could be going on in that woman's life, and I just happened to be like the straw that broke the camel's back one day. I just happened to be the thing that pissed her off and is like, right, I'm done. Yeah, absolutely, she's hurting. Like, yeah, and that's just the way people are. And if you find yourself like crying or getting upset about really trivial things, I wouldn't focus on the trivial thing that you're getting upset about. I would focus on what else was put in that little bucket of stress before that last pebble was placed on top, and then everything just fell out. Like, you know what I mean? So what I would love for you to do is perform a thorough self-examination. It doesn't have to be difficult, it really doesn't, of your major beliefs and values about yourself. Like, what do you think about yourself? Are your thoughts and beliefs preventing you from having a healthy relationship, or establishing financial security, or just living the dream life that you yearn for? Because you can banish your limiting beliefs, you really can. And I've created a free download. Please excuse my ink in my printer, it was running out. I've got affirmation, a ton of affirmations where you could realize, oh, that would be perfect for my limiting beliefs that I have. And then these are the self-reflection journaling questions. Oh, sorry, wrong side. And you just fill the page with everything. Hey, Toshia, we're just about wrapping up. Excuse me. Hey, Meg. Thank you. It comes from a lot of practice, and it just comes from a lot of meditation as well. And it really is from knowing that fact that the way people treat you is actually rarely a reflection on you. It is really the majority of the time a reflection on them, especially if they don't know you at all. Yeah, I'm using affirmations every day. No problem, Toshi. It's lovely to have you. So yes, I've created that free download with the little guide of, well, it's more full of affirmations that are going to definitely help you overcome self-doubt or your self-esteem, whatever it is. And yeah, so you can download that. This is the fun announcement that I alluded to in the Facebook group. I've started a resource vault. It's very small right now, but I'm going to be building it this week, where I'm going to be able to arrange all of these trainings a bit more sensically, along with any supporting like resources like PDFs, just all in the one place. And you can catch up with the energy management webinar in there and download the energy diary in the same place. You can catch up on the psychology of your creative flow and how to tap into it. And I'm going to be creating a resource for that. I'll be adding this video as soon as we finish here. And you can access that via clairedb.com/vault. And I love this platform. It's like a member vault platform, I think, and you can earn points. I will be able to add some of my products that you will be able to unlock if you go through replays and things like that, which means you would be able to get some paid products for free. Well, because you watched training and things like that. And the reason I got to where I am and that I was able to see that woman, that perspective on that woman, is through therapy, through counseling, through art therapy, through coaching. And if you are struggling with self-confidence issues, limiting beliefs, high stress, or just generally upset with where you are in your life right now, or you just want to smash through all of the stubborn obstacles and limiting beliefs that may be holding you back, then the Creative Goddess Academy is for you. These trainings can help you leverage the power of your own mind, as well as our weekly one-on-one calls, or twice weekly, depending on whether you need them split up. And they are so impactful. And it means that you are making full use of the potential that is already inside of you. And it means you can disrupt those habits of overthinking and rumination, which end up contributing to limiting beliefs. You can untangle that big messy ball of yarn that is your mind and feel instantly relaxed through techniques that I teach. You can feel more energized physically because you're stressing less. You can enjoy better overall health, and you will sleep better, and you'll find it so much easier to enjoy and insert yourself into the present moment, which reduces stress even further. And it, again, that beautiful spiral instead of a negative one. So you can be part of a revolutionary movement that is transforming lives. And if you want more information and want to get chatting to me, go ahead and book that call via clairedb.com/book. And oh my goodness, I cannot believe I am almost at the half an hour mark. Well done me for making it half an hour. Oh, thank you so much. Fabulous. Thanks so much, Stacey. You're marvelous. It's so helpful. Thank you. So I just want to say thank you for joining me today. I hope that this training has helped you maybe identify some limiting beliefs. Excuse me, my nose is always bloody itchy whenever I come to do this. Download this via clairedb.com/vault. It is in the Unlock Your Potential section. I'll be creating I've got so many freebies already. I will be dividing the vault into sections for like self-esteem, for less anxiety, all that kind of stuff. And I'll guide you to where everything is once a new one has been uploaded, or I'll upload a couple and just let you guys know whenever everything's up there. So yes, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you inside the group this week and on Friday. And yeah, thank you. You're marvelous. Bye.